Informatica Power Center. As we all know that Informatica Power Center is an on-prem ETL tool used to perform ETL operations, data integrations, when we can perform data migrations, different kind of operations mainly, but it is used as an ETL to perform all the ETL processing on-prem to on-prem, and it has support to on-cloud as well, but not up to that extent, like providing connections to Workdays and different on-cloud databases. Coming to IICS, IICS has the capability to perform ETL operations, data integrations, as well as different kind of we mean to say it's used in data warehouse projects. And whenever we need to perform ETL operations like on the cloud, something like on-prem to on-cloud or on-cloud to on-cloud, then we are mainly going with IICS. And as well as IICS has the capability to perform on on-cloud and on-cloud to on perform from loading of data into different APIs or invoking from APIs or exposing the system, exposing different APIs. And coming to the architecture of IICS, let me share my screen. Give me a minute.
Hello. I'm not hearing any voice.
Oh, 1 minute. I'm sharing.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yes. 1 minute. Let me start sharing. Give me a minute. I'm trying to. Just got stuck. Yeah, coming to IICS, compared to Informatica Power Center, we need infrastructure to be installed. First thing is we need to have Informatica server to be installed on one of the machine, and the next thing is coming to client to access and to perform any ETL operations, to go perform any mapping creation, mapping development. A developer needs to have a Informatica client installed on the system so that he or she can, so that they can connect to the server and get all the repository details. And here all the repository details are maintained here in the
Hey
Informatica server
Sam,
itself.
are you sharing anything? We are seeing just the web browser. We are not
Yeah,
seeing
1 minute.
anything.
You're not able to see the screen?
We are able to see the screen, but we are seeing some news
Okay.
web browser, not the
Oh, I
any
think it. Okay,
presentation or
1 minute.
anything.
Okay. Hope now you're able to see this ISS screen. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm able to
Yes,
see it.
yes.
Yeah. This is the web URL, how we connect to ISCS. Whereas in case of Power Center, one has to install the Informatica client. And any company it's going for Informatica, they first purchase the Informatica from the Informatica product, and they will install. First thing is they will install the Informatica server. They will configure the server, and then we will be configuring Informatica client into multiple developer programs. And the Informatica admin will be making sure that he will be mainly having access to Informatica admin side administrator. But whereas coming to ISCS, here there is no need to perform any kind of installation here. As you see, I just open a browser and just connected to ISCS, and I'm able to connect to this on cloud ISCS, which is on the server, Informatica server hosted by Informatica team, and they will be taking care of all the operations, all the maintenance activities, and and all the repository, everything is stored and saved in the Informatica server, that is which is hosted and managed by the Informatica product itself. We need not to perform any kind of admin activities or any kind of maintenance activities. There will be less maintenance activity compared to Informatica Power Center when we are having some kind of outages. As you see, a lot of outages that is disturbing, and we have to keep the jobs on hold in the Informatica Power Center on-prem, whereas IICS will be having less disturbance and less maintenance activity because as it is handled by the Informatica product team itself. And here all the repository mapping details, everything will be stored on the server that is managed by the Informatica product. We need not to do anything. We just connect to the web URL. It will be a single sign-on. And once we connect to IICS, we have different services, clouds, and Informatica cloud services available here. Like we have a data integration that is similar to our designer, where we go ahead and create a different mappings, maplets, and all. And apart from that, we have a Info IICS has come up with a big suite of services. Like earlier, we have a different tool to connect for MDM. Here we have everything encapsulated in one particular thing, that is IICS, where we have different services. Even we have MDM services here. Since we have not taken the license, we are not able to see it. Similarly, we have data quality. Even data quality earlier we were going with IDQ, Informatica data quality, or Informatica big data management. That is, we used to have separate Informatica developer tool to use those capabilities and features. Here we don't need to use that. We have that service as well as part of a service that is available to the developers to use it as a service and start the development. And here other things other than that, we have application integration. This is a new feature in ISS, which is not there in Power Center. Here we can create a different processes, we can invoke different processes, we can publish different process so that it can be invoked as a API or as a third party connector. Others can use this service to perform different operations, whatever kind of actions we do give here. This is the application integration part. And once a job is created, process is created, then we have a application integration console where it is similar to the Informatica monitor, where we go and monitor all the jobs, schedule the jobs, check the jobs for failures, check for the logs. We have those features and capabilities here. And similarly, coming to mapping side, creating mappings, workflows, sessions. We don't have workflows and sessions, but there is something similar to workflow is a task flow here, and where we can perform different set of operations, but it has more features and capabilities compared to Informatica Power Center. And once we run our jobs in data integrations, we have the capability to see what were jobs we have run in the same data integration as itself. And suppose if we need to perform to look at for any job sessions, any job logs, workflow logs that is run by others as well, then at that point of time we can go for monitor, where you can go and monitor all the jobs here, the number of jobs running here. Let me run this. And here as we have a separate console for administrator, here we have encapsulated it as one service. One can just open this Informatica administrator and start performing all the administration activities, like creating connections, creating schedules, creating users, giving access and privileges to users. This is the administrator. Let me take it over there. Yeah, this is the Informatica monitor, where we can go ahead and look for all the jobs logs. Different logs been generated to see the status of the jobs. We want to go in detail what has happened about these jobs, then the number of suppose sub jobs into these jobs. We can just go ahead and check this. We can go to this. We have the entire task flow, and something has failed here, and we can go ahead and check the failure for this, why the job has failed, or it's a task type, something as a process, input fields, output fields. And suppose if you want to go for logs, we can generate a log, session log over here. This gives all the details about the sessions, source, targets, reader, writer, reader thread, transformation thread, mapping thread, how the about the details about the failures, the number of records loaded, something got rejected. Those are all details we can get here once the job is run. And here, what we do is this is an administrator. This is the place where we are going to create connections, different connections we create. We have a the important thing here is a runtime environment. That is how here it works is whenever we get IICS, we get it from this console. User will be created for the company organizations. What we do is first thing is we create a secure agent. Secure agent is the heart of this IICS, and it is the main processing engine, which is a self-upgradable program that runs in the background to perform all the services. Whenever we are running a mapping, this is the it goes to secure agent. The request goes to secure agent. Secure agent is the one that connects to the Informatica cloud server and get all the repository and mapping details from the server and perform all the operations from the here, and then it get all the this in secure agent get all the details from the Informatica server about the mapping, about the transformation logic, about the task flows, all the different objects and what all and the connections where it has to connect. Might be the source is sitting somewhere in US and the target is somewhere in UK. Source might be something AWS S3, some file, and target may be sitting somewhere in UK with the GCP Google Cloud. And this gets all the details and have a connectivity between those systems and get all the details from the source and perform all the processing in the secure agent. And again, we are going to load back into the target system, whatever it might be. And here we go ahead, suppose we have add-on connectors features available here, so that we can create multiple connectors like this has Amazon. Suppose we need to connect to Amazon DynamoDB. Informatica has come up with add-on connectors to connect to different kinds of um, systems. It may be source, target, whatever kind of services available. Cloud systems, they have come up with different. These are all free trials that can be used to check the connectivity. It is for Informatry, and this is for Informatica for Snowflake Data Cloud. This is the connector we have. And similarly, we have different connectors for Google Sheets. If there is some Google Sheet connector, Informatica Google Sheet connectors is there. Like if you want to go with the Salesforce, we have a Salesforce connector. We'll just go and use this Salesforce connector and we start development, and this it will be come up over here in the connections, and we'll go ahead and we'll create a new connections. We'll be giving the connection details, type of connections. It may be FTP connections and it may be SFTP connections. It may be S3 connection. If you want to connect to Redshift, we have this already. We have this add-on connector added, used it. So it's available over here. And similarly, if you want to connect to Oracle, we'll use this ODBC or Oracle Informatica. And even we can connect from here to ServiceNow, Workday, all the cloud systems, different cloud systems, whatever cloud systems we have, we can connect it. And if you need any more additional connections, we go with the add-on connectors. This is about the administrator, and we have a separate monitor as well to perform all the log activities. And here we do have access to create Swagger files. We have options to create different schedules. If you want to create schedules, we have that feature available here. Yeah. Coming back to Informatica data integration, we'll be mainly concentrating on data integration, and in the coming sessions, we'll go ahead creating different mappings, task flows. In more detail, might be some part we'll cover it here as well in this part. And we have this integration console. This one more thing what we have to perform whenever a process is involved or it is published, then we can go ahead and see the details of that process over here in the application integration console. Here we have the guides which can be used to perform the inputs and output operations. Similarly, we have APIs. We can create a new APIs over here, and the connections, we can create a connections over here as well. And we can schedule the process. Once a process is created, we can schedule different the process and all, and we can go ahead and see the jobs which has run. And suppose if you want to check for the logs for this, we have an advanced option properties where you can go ahead and check all the logs and the details. This one of the process which we have created, and it logs. This is the log what we are seeing how it has executed. This is the way how the job has got executed, and we have the details of the logs. This is the process log which we are able to see how this step by step we can go and see and what happened for the different step in the process, what is success, what is failure. If we need to drill down, we can go ahead and drill down as well. We can go to the advanced views and we can get all the details of the variables, what all fault handlers are there. We can go ahead and we can check details over here. Yeah. Now coming back to data integration, this is the thing which will be mainly focusing and doing complete training mainly on Informatica data integration part. Let me connect it.
So do you cover APIs also, Sam?
Yeah, we will try to see if we can cover some part in the last sessions. We'll go ahead and we'll create some APIs. That is what I'm thinking as something like a bonus sessions. We'll have 3-4 sessions. That's I'm planning to conduct few training sessions on APIs.
Okay, so like 90% of the this training is focused on data integration.
Yeah. You can say 80% mainly on data
80%,
integration.
like
Yeah, 20% will cover based on the interest of the students, candidates. If you guys are interested, we can cover some part over there as well.
okay.
And here it's very simple. Here we have different kind of tasks like synchronization task that is used to perform sync between different systems. It's very simple between two different databases. I want to perform a synchronization task. Just I connect to web URL. I go to this task, just clicking in a minute's span of 5 or 10 minutes, the development can be completed. That's the ease of using of IICS. I just give the definitions, task operations insert. I'll just select the next operation here. I'll just select the source, target, data filters, mapping. This is a connection, Oracle connection, which you have created. In order to perform a synchronization task, we're using the connection, built-in connection. If you want to see the properties, how we have created, and what is the uh, runtime environment, Oracle subtype, authentication mode, user, password, host, all these details we have here. And the type is Oracle Informatica. What is the connection type? This is a connection name, description has been given, connection type we have given, and the secure agent we are using. It may be sometimes we have a group, different groups are there. In a secure agent, when we are connecting to a group, we will have a different secure agent sitting in the group. It's the server which decides on which particular agent to be used from the group. whichever is free, it will assign that and it will use. But here I have given directly hard coded the secure agent runtime environment, and we have the authentication details. All those details are there here. And then we connect to the source type. It may be single, multiple, saved queries. Saved queries is a new option where we can write the SQLs. If they are too lengthy SQLs, long, complex SQLs, we'll write those complex SQLs and then using that in any of the mappings, synchronization tasks, or any of the objects. We can select any of the object, and then we have the data to preview. It's loading the data to preview. If you want to preview, you can preview, or else if you don't want to preview, you can go ahead to the next option. Yeah, we can go back and see it has brought this data to us. Yeah, this is the data in this particular table. Now we are going to sync it into some other table. We'll go ahead and create a target. Select target connection. Let me take up a file. I can go ahead and create target. Yeah. Here what we'll do is we'll connect the Oracle connection and we'll select the object here. Yeah, here I'm going to select the table for which I need to perform the synchronization task. I just select the connections, source, target. Now, if you want to perform truncate the data or enable bulk load, we can make it true to perform enable bulk load. Or if you want to truncate and load it, and I can just make it true or false. And then we can go with the data filters if you want to perform any kind of filter operations. And then we have the next step to perform field mappings, where we can go ahead and use the auto features like auto map or smart map. We can use the smart map options, or else we can use this directly. This is a manual way. If it does not match us, we just details, date, description. Like that, we will be mapping all the fields as per the logic, whatever we have. And then we are going to validate the mapping. And in addition, here we have options to add some kind of expressions, lookup, but not multiple all the transformations. We have one more feature to add the maplets here. We can create a maplet and select that maplet and have that used here in this. And the input to the maplet, we can give those how we connect to that maplet, and we can set up no maplet field. As of now, let me remove this maplet. We'll connect these things. We go next. Once the field mappings are done, we have the option the field mapping is empty. Okay, next. And here comes the final step to perform to schedule it. We can schedule this based on this task and schedule. Here we have new feature in Informatica IICS Informatica Cloud that we can first thing is we can create a schedule and we can just tag it to any of the schedule. We have already created multiple schedules like you want to run for every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every day, every month based on the file listener. One more option is whenever it listens for a particular file in a particular path for a particular server. Once that file is placed, it's this particular job gets signation or mapping task or task flow or a process can be triggered. As of now, let me take run after every 5 minutes. And here we have options to give the notifications for success, failure, or warning. We can go ahead and we can use the service here. ABC. And in addition to this, in signation task, if there are some kind of commands which we need to perform before this job runs synchronization task and after this job runs, we need to some run any kind of scripts. It may be a Python script or a Unix script or a batch script or any kind of simple commands, operating system commands that can be used over here. And if there are some variables, I'm using some variables here, parameters. And at that point of time for connections, it may parameterizing my connections. I can use the parameter files. Finish. This is if I just give the finish, then I'm done with creating this synchronization task. But I don't want to create it as of now. This is how we just create a synchronization task in just a span of even yeah, someone who does not have development experience in Informatica. And if he needs to load data to perform any integrations, he can just go and configure the source target and just he can just perform the field maps and create some data filters. Even if it is not this optional, he'll just go connect the source targets and the field mappings and he's done and he'll schedule the job. That is one of the synchronization task features. To sync
Is
the
it
data.
this is similar to our the workflow wizard or the mapping wizard in our Power Center?
Yes, like a mapping wizard.
Okay.
Yeah. But in mapping wizard or workflow wizard, all that you once you are created and once you are done with the mapping wizard, finally you can go ahead and go to the mapping, right? You can go to the mapping and you can see the transformation and all. But
Correct.
here the thing, it's just a task has been created, and then you cannot go ahead and see any transformations are created, or you can go and map the logics. That is not available. This is
Okay.
done. I will just uh, schedule that. And
Okay.
So,
similarly,
sorry to disturb.
yes, go
On
ahead.
top of the field mapping, if we require some lookup, right? So source is having some code, and in destination we want to have some description. So that thing can be done
Source is having
for
some
few. code.
Okay, code.
Some code is there. It's Z01, and in the destination we want some. We look it up from a reference table, lookup table. And then we have the description, something, right? We want that
Mm-hmm.
description in the target. Can it be done?
Descriptions
You
in the
mean like can we do any kind of expression operations in that one where you can mention
yes,
the
yes,
logic
yes.
and
Yeah.
everything?
We can, yeah, yeah, we can perform expressions operations. I will let
And
me
does it
show that.
support like if you want to implement a type 2 mapping, can we do using synchronization task? Does it support
Yes, yeah, no, 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 no. You cannot do all those
all those?
by
Yeah,
using
yeah, yeah, that's
synchronization
what
tools,
I'm
we cannot
thinking.
do all those of complex logics. We cannot build. It can be taken up as an SCD type one, where it can perform update or insert. You can use update or insert. It will perform SCD type one, not SCD type two.
Right.
It will not be SCD type. If you want to create that SCD type two, we have other components. We can go ahead with built-in components. Yeah, we have the options to create SCD type 2. This wizard, by using this wizard, we can go ahead and create an SCD type 2 as
Okay.
well. Yeah, we have the SCD type 2. It got created. The entire mapping is ready for me.
Okay.
Just in a few clicks, I got the entire thing set up. I just go ahead and configure the source here. I need to configure the target. The entire logic is built. Basic. The source we have, and this is the target. It took up here, and instead of lookup, it's trying to join it, and check whether that source guard exists in this target, and then it's performing some calculations if needed, and logic for CDC where we can perform it, where what all columns has to be modified. It has to check that. And here we have a router where we have the groups, insert, update groups are there, and the default is also there, and insert group to this flow, insert flow, and one more flow to insert in case of the same record exists, it will use this flow to insert. And if it is need to be updated, it will use this. We just need to configure the source code targets. On top of this, and we'll have task flows to them, and we can create MCPs, task flows. Yeah. Uh, that's it in my demo session. We'll have a deep dive in coming up sessions. We'll go
Like,
deep
do
dive.
you have any course curriculum, Sam? Like, what are you are covering topics wise? Do you have any
Yeah, yeah, we
stuff?
have that course curriculum. Yeah, we have that course
Can
curriculum.
you display that one if you have? Can you share that one? You can just
One minute, let me check up in my box.
yeah.
Yeah, I found this. Yeah, this is the one what we are going to cover in the coming up sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, data transfer task. We'll be covering on cloud mapping designer, how to create mappings, how to create the data flows, how to create MCTs, dynamic schemas, creating a simple mapping tasks, as well as different transformations. These are the different transformations we'll try to cover, and similarly mapping parameters, macros, creating macros and dynamic linking, replication task, application task features, mapping task, mapping ingestion task, task flows, and the different steps in these task flows, hierarchical connectivity and REST v2 connectors, where we talk about hierarchical schema, hierarchical parser, builder, web service transformation, intelligent structure model. ISM, and some advanced topics on partitions, push down optimizations, DTM performance, and exceptional handling, and some part of administration activities. Yeah, some high level STP. Yeah, this is the curriculum.
Okay. What is the duration of the course?
It will be almost for 1.5 months. It's almost for 35 classes. We'll try to cover in this.
What would be the class timings?
Class timings, we'll come up with some time based on the availability of everyone and how
I mean,
comfortable.
will it be in the morning or evening?
Yeah, mostly in the morning. Or if you guys are looking for weekend batches, we can have a weekend batch. Or if you want on weekdays, we can plan for that.
Okay. In the morning. Okay. So one more thing is like no, you said like when you say like no need to install this IICS, right? Like how is it easy to get access to IICS on our personal laptops, or do we need any? What is the minimum system configuration for accessing IICS?
Yeah, if you are able to perform browsing, I think you should be good enough to start ahead and connect to the UI web URL. If
So
you
from
are
our side, like no need to install
because you are
anything.
not going to perform any installation in your system. You are
Okay.
not going to install anything when you are
However,
connected.
however, the secure agent, it is that we need, right, on our
Yeah,
systems.
secure agent has to be installed on one of the system. That needs some minimum
But
element.
for that, do we need any minimum configuration? Anything?
Yes, it should be at least for 40 GB hard disk space is essential, and at least 4 GB of RAM would be sufficient.
Okay.
We have to
So for
install it
how
one of the.
many? Okay. So again, for how many days, like how we'll be accessing your server, right? You will be providing us the link and we'll accessing that repository, right? Or what I meant to say
We
is like,
are planning to go ahead with the trail version and have to speak with our IT team if they have some servers available, and we can
Hi,
see
Sam.
in the how many number of users can be created. Yes,
Hi, Sam. Can you hear me?
yes, Venkat. Yeah, yes, Venkat. Go ahead.
So we are using a personal laptop, Windows 11. So we recently tried IICS Secure Agent, but it's not working. Showing some there is some errors in installing the Secure Agent. So to make it
Mhm.
work on Windows 11.
so you, Venkat, you tried the trial version for the trial
Uh,
version?
uh, yeah. The trial version, yes.
The same thing happened to me actually. I tried on 8 GB laptop, so 8 GB RAM. I tried on 16 GB with RAM also. The trial version secure agent is giving the same error to me. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the
Solution,
problem is this.
Sam, for Windows 11. It does not matter with.
Yeah, maybe you should have drivers. Supporting drivers should be there in the
Okay.
system. Yeah, that is what we have to see. The JDBC
Okay.
drivers, it should be properly installed. That is what it looks.
Okay. You guys will help, right, in installing that one?
Yeah, we can get some help. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. It was really nice for this wonderful session, having your patience for listening to me. Thanks
To
all.
cover
Yeah,
the.
Shyam.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Shyam.
So how to.
Hi, hi, Shyam.
yeah, yes, Surya.
Hi. Yeah, actually, I am having experience, so it is fine. Now can learn and I can easy to switch. That's my question.
Means you have an experience in which tool?
No, no, not in this side, different domain. So I want to switch
Okay.
to this domain.
But have you worked in any of the ETL tool, or you worked in some different
No. I don't have any knowledge on ETL tool. Just actually completely different. So in that domain, I don't have like a feature scope. That's why I'm looking for this. My friend has suggested this one.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you can, if you know, if you learn this IICS, right? There is
Yeah.
as of now, the market is very hot, and there are a lot of requirements as of now in IICS. Many number of, because most of the companies are migrating from Power Center to IICS, and
And
it's a similar
Sam,
activities what we do in Power Center, the same ETL operations. If you learn
yeah, hi
IICS,
Sam.
then you should be valid. Yes.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't have power center experience, so will we be able to no
Yeah.
knowledge on the
Yeah. Me too. I don't have. So even I am completely new to Informatica.
the options?
Mhm.
Right, completely new.
Yeah, so that's why is it
Yeah,
easy to learn and move to is it easy? Otherwise, we need to brush up all the things like whatever the basics for this or anything, any suggestions from your side to like move to this domain. Any prerequisite things we need to
maybe what I'm
make
looking
sure.
is someone know the basic ETL, but still, I think if you guys can join this course, because we are going to when we are walking through, we are going to perform the same ETL operations. Though the platform is different,
Okay.
it's platform and that is on-prem platform, but the mappings, the transformations, the ETL logic, I think we are going to cover the same here as well.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
That
even
should not.
beginners also can follow IACS, right? So okay, does not matter.
Yeah.
So will
Everyone
you
can.
cover
Yeah.
the
Yes, Venkata.
so in this data integration part, Sam?
Yes, I will cover the in detail about data integration and ETL entire ETL operations. We need not to worry if you are
APIs
not.
also, right?
Sorry,
API,
we
SOAP API calls to
yeah.
transport
So
a file.
PPA calls also will cover some part, not in very detail, but though it is not part of our curriculum, but still I will try to go ahead create some process and show you how we create process, how we expose APIs, how we call APIs, both the things I will show you. How we create connections to external
It's,
APIs
yeah,
about Swagger file, all
uh,
those details in
you
high
will cover
level.
business services component, right? Somewhere in the creating the map.
Yeah, business service also
Okay,
will cover. Yeah, it will be much
Hi
more
Sham, one more question.
business component. Okay.
theoretically. Yeah.
Hi Sham, one more question I am having. So this compared to other tools like in this like domain. So Informatica having like a more market share, like high market share compared to other ETL tools. Actually, I am hearing from the people Informatica is outdated. It's since long, like it's no calls. Something I'm hearing some news. So that's why can you please give me like some clarity on this because of we will get confident.
No, Informatica product will never go next 20 years. Never, because as the demand goes, right? As per the demand and situation, Informatica team, we have a broad team, Informatica product team. What they do is they will upgrade their product like with the new requirements, like the JSON requirement was not there in our center. Now they in cloud, they have brought in everything. We have the DQ for data profiling, DQ, we have TDM, we have MDM, everything here. We have support for cloud, any number of any cloud. We have support. They have created all the characters, and this is the easiest tool in the market where you can learn very fast, very quick, and you can start developing. And it's very easier to use. And most of the companies you go right, they go with
Yeah.
first option. If we go for ETL, and then Informatica will be the first point. Anyone can think of it. And in others, if you go, the next thing is comes with Python or some any of the other cloud ETL tools. That will be the next option.
Okay. Companies means every CMMA level, like all companies they are using, no? Almost like if you take
Yeah,
some count, almost every company like CMM level 3 to
almost
level 5.
70% of the companies. Yeah, I see 70% of the companies are going for Informatica. Though there are other things, people used to migrate their requirement to IICS cloud because it's much easier compared to other tools as well. And we have much more developers, and the coding and everything is very simpler, and it has support and many features, capabilities to connect to different systems. That's a
Okay.
point.
Okay.
It's not going to be outdated. That people are saying that
Yeah. Yeah.
it's no one is standing good
At
competitive
least
for
down the line, next 5 to 6 years, no problem, right? Even if you move this one.
20 years. It will not go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because of
people will again going
yes.
back to Python and all.
Yeah.
Again, it's again they are going to perform coding and all. At the end, there is no one for maintenance. Would be difficult if developers are moving out here and then the new developer coming up, he will find it difficult for the same code. Something again, we moved from SQL scripts, PL SQL scripts to ETL. That was the main reason. Again, now we are switching back. Again, it will be difficult for maintenance.
Okay. One more thing, Sam. You are highlighting the development. Development means coding knowledge is required, like C language, like C++, like that much level coding language required for this Informatica to learn, or no need
For
of any coding
Informatica
learn
tool, yeah.
for
That's the beauty
IACS.
of Informatica. Yeah, that's the beauty of Informatica. You need not to learn any of the code here. If you learn, that's well and good. You can go for Java or Python. But
No,
the thing is,
because of
Informatica,
I don't have coding. I very less skills coding. That's why I am choosing this environment.
yeah, there is no coding part here. You should be just good enough to use some SQL part. You should be good in writing
Okay.
some SQLs, understand how you perform joins, understand
Okay.
how to get the data from source system based on the requirement. There will be some
Okay.
little kind of, not in detail, something like a language code, some kind of
Okay. Okay.
functionality you need to apply in the expressions, something like you
Okay.
are looking for department wise for a particular department,
Okay.
and you need to increase the salary for a particular department. Then in those case, it will be simple if expressions are there.
Okay.
Simple. There are expressions already built. Those expressions are also built in. You have to just pass the commands.
Okay.
Everything.
So
Shyam,
from this, one more. Actually, I have some queries. So don't mind other. Actually, I have a lot some queries. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, uh, Sam, actually, this one practical or this completely real-time training one, right? Like whatever you are providing
Yes,
means
I will be
whatever you are
covering
doing,
real time. Yeah, I will try to cover real time. Yeah, real time.
whatever your day-to-day activities to going based on that only you are teaching, no, all the concepts.
Yes. I will be covering most of the concepts on real time.
Because if we learn theoretical, I think it will be won't useful. I think whatever we like practical things, if you teach, no, it is easy to we move go ahead. Remaining thing we can Google, we can get in the Google also. That's why
Yes,
I want to ask this guy.
yeah. I will go up with most of the practical real time scenarios, situations, mappings, and
Real
all.
time. Okay. Okay, Sam. Thanks.
Yeah. I think, guys, thanks everyone for
yeah,
joining
Shyam.
this. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, Shyam, are you providing with recording sessions with the lifetime?
That you have to check up with our team, technical team. And
Okay. How many project you can it mean that end of the session? Do you explain any project or something?
I will take up the scenarios. What are the scenarios are from the project only. Most of the
Okay,
things.
before you started, also it will be depend upon the project, right?
Yes. I will take up the project work only and I will explain to you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks everyone for joining. I think I have to wind up as of now. Thanks a lot for joining. Yeah. We'll meet in our next session. Thanks everyone.